Today, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is holding the first in a series of AI Insight Forums. Now, the forum is closed door, and they hope to start the discussion on how Congress can act on AI. Invited to the forum are some of the biggest names in tech, including Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and more. But many are asking, what about the consumers? For more on this, Appian CEO Matt Calkins is with us this morning. Good to have you on the show, Matt. So as we mentioned there, you have all the big tech heavy hitters and sort of informing Congress as they sort of shape this AI policy. Where are the consumers in this discussion?
Well, you're right about that. And don't get me wrong, I'm in favor of conversations about AI. I think it's wonderful for this society to grapple with the implications of AI, but this is not the right group. We need to be representing more than just big tech and big labor in this meeting at Chuck Schumer's office. There's a lot of other viewpoints in our economy that need to be heard. And one way we do that is to bring the conversation out into the open. I think everybody there has got a strong viewpoint. I think they should be heard, but so should everybody else. And there are interests that just systematically won't be present in that discussion. I think that's regrettable.
And you raise a good point, because obviously a lot of these big tech CEOs are the ones, we see Sam Altman right there, pushing this technology forward, but then also being the ones pushing for sort of self-regulation here. By leaving consumers out of the conversation, what do you think ends up missing when they're developing these technologies, as well as trying to figure out how to protect consumers?
Oh, definitely. Some points are overrepresented, some points are underrepresented, right? As a consumer, what we most want might be protection from AI. We might want free access to the technology, the ability to develop on our own, freedom to compete against these big firms, maybe the defense of our own data. Maybe we're a content creator, an artist, a musician, an author. We want to be sure our content is preserved. Maybe we're worried that AI is saying false things about us, and we want recourse. We want libel laws to apply to AI. There are a lot of concerns that the rest of us are going to have about this technology that are not represented in that office.
And Matt, I want to ask you about some of the current proposals. I mean, you have Chuck Schumer's his 5-point plan, but that more so focuses on innovation aspects and then also protecting national security. And then you have the White House's blueprint for an AI Bill of Rights. That does include more calls for transparency, and especially around data and protection as well. Are there any examples that you see would be a good example of perhaps a blueprint that some of these congressional leaders and lawmakers really should be looking at, that is a more holistic view of something that really will affect all of us?
Yeah, I got my fear about what'll happen, and I got my wishes for what'll happen. My fear is that we're going to be talking about kind of anti-proliferation. We're going to sequester AI to just a few firms and trusted individuals, and the result of the whatever legislation that might evolve out of this is going to be effectively a restraint on trade. It's going to be protecting the interests that are represented in that room rather than allowing for a free and open market. That's my concern, and what I would like to see addressed is protecting the individual and allowing for that free trade that's going to happen. You know, there was an amazing memo, really valuable memo that came out of Google earlier this year. It was called "We Have No Moat." And what they meant by that is that there's no inherent advantage that a large tech firm has over a medium-sized or a smaller innovative rival in the age of AI. AI is not necessarily a big company's game. There's a wide open field here. And I would caution us right now to realize that there's more than one way that a moat can be created. You can create it through superior competition, but you can also create it through government regulation. And I would hate to see us creating any moats at a moment like this, when what we really need is wide open innovation.
And Matt, I mean, you're someone who sort of, it's that fairy tale of growing a startup business from your basement, then going public in 2017. If you had to restart the company from your basement in this day and age of generative AI, how would you even approach it, being that we're still in the very early stages, but it literally has the ability to touch every aspect of our lives?
Absolutely. It'd be transformative. And, you know, that is what I'm doing, actually. I mean, I still feel that the business is in constant state of reinvention. Every year I reinvent this company, and I love that flexibility and the innovative marketplace that makes it possible. And so when changes come along, like the power of AI, you know, we've been selling AI for years, so we have a front row seat for this either way. But this gives us an opportunity to transform the value that we offer to our customers, and that makes this job thrilling. I'm lucky to have it.
Well, it's great to have you on and appreciate your insights. And as you mentioned there, it really is about that balance, because it's not saying not that you're not a proponent of AI, but obviously including the consumer in this conversation, as they will be the one impacted. A big thank you for joining us this morning. Matt Calkins, CEO of Appian. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Rachelle.